Greetings, everyone. This is I'm Right.
I'm right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Hey, hey, hey.
What's that mean?
Hey.
What's hey mean?
Hey, baby.
Oh, okay. Let's get X-rated in here. What I'm looking for.
Hey, hey, hey.
Okay. What do we have going on today, Jill?
Well, you mean to just talk about? Or you mean the topic?
Yeah. What's happening in our lives? What's going on? Is there anything different?
For me, there is. I finally set up a meditation corner. It's my serenity area.
Oh, that is
And you're trying
wonderful.
to invade it.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
How so?
My serenity corner has a meditation cushion to sit on. It has a little table that I've got a tabletop fountain on. And it's where I sit to meditate and read scripture.
And doesn't it have a bowl?
A singing bowl, yes.
Singing bowl?
But I haven't read up on how exactly that works, so I haven't used that one yet. But it does have that.
So now I'm not trying to take it away from you, but I would
invade it.
I would like some serenity also.
So get your own.
Why can't we share? You
Because
have that only child syndrome.
Nope, that is
you don't want to share.
That is not being an only child. It's the one spot in this whole house that's mine. That's why if you gave me a writer's
studio, your desk
studio,
is yours. Your desk is yours. That is your
other
spot.
People sit at my desk. Other people look at
No.
But it's not.
I don't sit at your desk
other
ever.
People have.
Who? Nobody sits at your desk.
Sometimes when we have guests, they'll sit at the desk because they're in this room.
And then
it becomes not my space anymore.
Because
if
the chair.
If a guest comes in
and
spends the night,
they don't touch your stuff.
But I can't come in and use it. That's what I'm saying. My sacred space is a spot where I'm the only one that can come in and use it anytime I want. So if you gave me a writing studio, then perhaps I would share my sacred space.
Lord.
But
maybe we need to get to our episode for today.
Because I'm right.
We just need to start the episode.
All right.
Let's get to it.
Well, this week's episode is how your relationships change your viewing habits. It's all part of a segment that we call Stand by Your Stance. So
Jill.
So since you've met me, have your viewing habits changed?
Absolutely, positively, without a doubt, my viewing habits have changed.
Like when?
First of all,
what?
First of all, now I will be completely honest in this, where I have watched a rom-com before, a romantic comedy on my own before.
You did?
Yes, I have. Before I met you, yes, I have on my own, just all by myself. But it was, not something I did often. But once we got together, I watched a lot of romantic comedies.
So what you're saying is, before you met me, your other girlfriends, they didn't want to watch rom-coms, but I do?
I'm talking about what I watched by myself.
That's what I was all by yourself.
That's what I'm saying. By myself, on occasion, I would watch a rom-com. But that was usually what would get me watching it, is because it was about the male character. The male lead in this was a player. He was a player.
Why were you watching that? Were you trying to get tips or something?
I was taking notes. Yeah, I was taking notes. Do's and don'ts.
Do's of being a player or don'ts of being a player?
Do's and don'ts of being a player.
So you were going to be a player. Were you a player? I don't understand.
No, I was a nice guy. You know what I used to tell people?
What?
I would say, I'm looking for a wife. And they would say, oh, that's great. That's wonderful. You hardly ever hear men say that.
So
but wait, I'm not finished.
Other men would say
I'm not finished.
To you?
No, this is what I would say.
To whom? Men or women?
Anyone.
Okay.
Both. actually. Both. Yeah, anyone. Didn't matter.
Well, if you said it to a woman, then that becomes a line.
But you won't let me finish.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go for it.
So I would say, I am looking for a wife. And then I would say, and I don't care how many women I gotta go through to find her.
That's not funny.
Well, you know how they say, like, for women, they say, oh, you have to kiss a lot of frogs to find that prince.
Fairy tales.
But so I had to kiss a lot of women to find you, Jill.
Okay. Oh, I'm not saying that you didn't have a past. We all have a past. I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to understand. Were you a player when I met you?
People would not consider me. No one ever called me a player, ever.
Maybe you were just really good at it, so they didn't know. Maybe that's why.
Maybe, but we're off topic. Now we're talking about viewing habits. We can get back to that in another episode. Another episode, okay? But the romantic comedies that I usually chose to watch were, you know, ones where the guy was a player, but then he realized he found the woman he loves, and then she doesn't want to deal with him anymore, so he has to run, and then he has to run and apologize to her and say, oh, I didn't know, I finally met you, and I'm not that person anymore. And yeah, see.
So if you were watching rom-coms before me,
I said occasionally. Occasionally,
but it's not like you never did.
Occasionally, but now watch a lot of rom-coms. I don't think there's one I haven't seen.
Romance.
Yeah. Also, I watch. Well, I don't know if I can put this on you or not. It's probably on me. But
the other one wasn't on me either.
I watch many more documentaries than I used to. But that may not be all on you. It's partly you.
I like documentaries.
Yeah. So I have watched documentaries that I probably normally would not have watched because of you, which is a good thing. It's a good thing.
Well, I think you would have on your own anyway because you like to learn.
Yeah, I do. I like to learn. But you know, there's other. What other types of movies do you like? That I didn't watch before. Oh well. Like, for instance, there's a series called Pose.
Yes, and it's Pose.
Yes, me too.
Yes,
I do.
Yes. So you wouldn't have watched that if I hadn't said, let's watch this.
I probably wouldn't have chose it on my own, but I'm glad that you chose it because I really love that show. So yes, my viewing habits have definitely changed. So for you, Jill, and other things too, like if we're talking about the things that we take in visually, the theater. So I didn't used to go to the theater too often.
Well, we don't anymore.
Yeah, but I start going to the theater much more than I did before I met you.
But that's because of opportunity. I often had. Very rarely have I ever paid to see theater. Most of the time, somebody gives me free tickets for whatever reason.
Comp stuff. Yes. Yeah. So, but things like that. So, but Jill, how about you? How have your viewing habits changed because of me?
Well, one thing that has stayed this, I'm going to establish what I was always about and then how it's changed. So before you, yes, I would watch rom-com. I still do. So it warms my heart that you're willing to sit there with me to watch them.
Warms your heart.
And you're bringing up Pose means that I really like stories where the main characters, the protagonists, are people who are the underdogs, so to speak.
Marginalized.
Yes. You know, the voices you don't hear that often.
Right.
So if they're the lead, that makes it better for me.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it warms my heart that you're willing to sit there with me and watch it. But what's definitely changed for me is that I have watched more sci-fi than I ever thought I would. Like, I'm really into and things that are really out there. Like, one of my favorite shows that's currently playing every week is Lovecraft Country.
Yes, that's a fabulous sci-fi.
And it's really out there. It's really out there.
It is. It is.
But I really like it because one thing that you've always said to me, after I've shared some of my writing with you, is that you were the first person to tell me that I censor myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's because I was trained as a journalist. You can't always put in what you want as a journalist.
Right.
So it's taken me a while to just let it out. And so when I watch something like Lovecraft Country, I'm like, whoa, I don't know what they were doing when they wrote this, but they let it all out.
They did.
They
did. They let it all out.
Yes. So for me to watch something like that, it started with the series Z Nation. Was that the name of it?
Oh, yeah. I used to watch Z Nation. But I used to watch Walking Dead. But I only watched Walking Dead for maybe one season.
I never got into that one with you. But I would sit down and watch Z Nation with you. So I think that surprised us both. That, because often when you used to watch in the beginning of our relationship, when you would watch, we would be in the same room and you would decide to watch a sci-fi movie. What would I do? Do you remember?
Read a book.
I sure would. I'm like, well, at least I'm sitting in the same room with him, but he can go into that world and I'll go into whatever world I'm reading.
You have changed leaps and bounds.
I really have.
Because even when it comes to sci-fi, there was one particular type of sci-fi that you would not watch, which was any sci-fi that had time travel.
Oh, I hated time travel.
You hate time travel.
I'm still kind of like, but actually, I'll give it a chance now.
But actually, there is one I was watching, the Umbrella Academy, that has time travel in it. And you actually like that one?
I do.
Yes, you said you were surprised that you would like it because I told you, I said, "Hey, there's time travel in this," but then you said, "Oh no, this is pretty good."
Well, at least now I give it a chance. Before, all you had to do was say those two words, time travel, and I would be like, "Whoop, I'm out. Not doing that. Not doing that at all."
Yeah, and occasionally I'll get you to watch a scary movie.
Yeah, I don't really like. Although Lovecraft Country is horror.
Yeah, there's some strange stuff in that.
It is horror too, but I guess I like the Jordan Peele touch of horror, because there's some reality based in it, as opposed to like there's a commercial. I can't remember what it's a commercial for, but there's a commercial where they're like there's a group of people and they're like, oh my gosh, there's the monsters are going to get us, or whatever it is that's after them. And one of the people in the commercial says, why don't we just take the car that's already running and leave?
Oh yeah.
And they're like, no, let's not do that. Let's go in to the scary basement, the scary, creepy basement.
Yeah,
and then
stuff
of course,
like, let's hide in the barn that has all of the killing instruments in it. Yeah.
Yes. So I don't like horror like that, because I'm always like, why did they do that? Like, why are they that stupid?
But that's the formula. They're always teenagers or college age kids, and because sorry for our listeners that are teenagers or college age kids,
or that like horror. But in the
movies, especially horror movies, they always make them clueless, except for one person. One person is the smart one. Yeah, usually. Yeah.
Yes. So I don't like that form of horror, but I do like horror that's rooted in reality. Like, I really like old school, like pretty much anything that Alfred Hitchcock did.
Oh yeah, Alfred Hitchcock is great.
Or something that could really happen. So I like those kind of that kind
I'll
of
tell you one
horror.
thing you haven't changed me on.
I haven't changed you.
Yes, I still do not like political movies. I don't like them. Don't like them. It's very rare
What
that
did
I
we
will
watch
watch
recently that had a political slant to it? And you're like, and you sat there and you watched it. What was that?
I don't remember. I
Do you
try
remember
to put
that we
those
did
things
it,
out of
though?
my mind.
Because you were pleasantly surprised. You're like, I wouldn't have watched this otherwise.
Yeah, but usually
I can't remember what it was.
I won't. I don't watch them. They infuriate me. So
yeah, well, I mean, no more than news.
Well, I watch the news, but I can, it's not like watching a movie. It's watching a political movie is like watching politics on steroids, and it's just doesn't do good. Like for instance, Hamilton.
Oh yes,
it's a great production, but
it's highly creative.
It's highly creative. I, really I take Hamilton. Nothing away from that, but because it was a political production, it was about Thomas Jefferson. Yes,
no, it wasn't. It was about Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton. Sorry, my bad. See, that shows you how much. Hamilton. That's right. That shows you how much I try to put it out of my head. It's Hamilton. Yes, Alexander Hamilton. But it was hard for me to enjoy it because of its political nature. And it
was
I'm
about
not
politicians.
I know, but that's what I don't like about politics. You see?
True. True. Well, I've always said that when politicians see me in real life, they still run from me. They take one look at me and they don't want to talk to me.
That's true. You have that journalist look about you.
I don't.
You must, because they sure can spot it.
They sure can. It's kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
But you do watch more HGTV.
Me. You're on a binge on HGTV now, and
that's because I have my writing studio in mind, so I'm getting ideas from HGTV.
You know what HGTV means for a man?
Work.
Yes, especially a handy type man like me.
You're making that assumption. See, one day you're going to come home, and I'm going to have a studio already built or started.
How long have we been married?
14 years. Because I've been waiting for you.
Hasn't happened yet.
Because I was waiting for you to build it. But guess what?
Oh, yeah.
I got the idea that I could just hire people to do it, and it's done.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Why not?
No, that's not going to happen.
Why?
Not going to happen.
One day you're going to come home and my writing studio will all be built and I'll be in it.
That is not going to happen. That is not going to happen.
I'll expand a room onto the house.
Oh, no. You know, in our relationship, I only truly got mad at you once.
I know.
But if I were to come home
with you,
and there was a whole crew building a new structure, I think I would have a fit. Yes.
What if it were a gift from someone? What if someone gave me the money to do it and it had nothing to do with our finances?
What did you do for that money?
I'm just a nice person. Maybe I gave them such encouragement that's what they
is that what you call it? Encouragement?
What are you implying? I would never cheat on you if that's what you're saying. What are you implying?
I don't know. I just wonder who this stranger is. It just gives you.
Maybe it's not a stranger. Maybe it's someone who has known me forever.
I still
and they came into some money and they gave it to me.
They just gave it to you.
Because I'm a good person.
You are a good person.
But you're not good enough to where someone's going to give me enough money to build my writing studio.
Now, if you told me they gave you money to go to a specific location and write, that I can believe.
What's the difference?
One is they giving you enough money to build a structure.
So it's same difference. They want me to have my writing space, so they were willing to finance it.
Yeah. That turns into real property. It turns into real property, real estate.
Okay.
That's different than, hey, go
Well,
write.
how about this? What if we come into money on our own and we have plenty of money where I can hire someone to build a structure? Are you going to tell me then no?
Why are we talking about this? Why?
Because I want to.
Why? This topic is about have our viewing habits changed because you're in a relationship. And I want to know, listeners, have your viewing habits changed since you've been in a relationship? And are there some things that you and your partner just will not watch together, period? Just won't do it. Let us know. We'd like to know, because I imagine there are people that will not budge,
Yes. So let's get to our second segment that we call
Give It a Rest and a Resolution.
So what's your conclusion? Have your viewing habits drastically changed since you've been in a relationship with me?
Absolutely they have. But for the listeners, and I would have to say that my viewing habits changing has been a good thing, because it's opened me up to things that I normally wouldn't have viewed, which can give me a different perspective on life. So,
I agree.
So it is a good thing.
I agree. I agree that when you are willing to watch something that the other person truly enjoys, then you are opening yourself up to not only, expose yourself to something different, but also learn a little bit more about the person you're with.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, that is good.
All right, let's get to our third segment that we call
I'm trying to help you.
This isn't really a topic that lends itself to advice, I don't think. But we can offer some advice. Do you have any?
Oh, why don't you go first? My brain's a little slower than yours. I'm kind of slow.
You're not slow. Yes. But my advice would be to never stop learning. And one of the best people you can learn from is the person you're with.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
Do you have any advice, or you want to leave it at that?
I have some advice. And if you're in a relationship and your partner wants to watch something that you absolutely do not want to watch at all.
Are you trying to mock me? Because I've said that sometimes.
Absolutely do not want to watch. Just close your mouth and open your eyes and sit down on the couch and watch it. Your partner,
be quiet while you're watching it.
And be quiet while you're watching it. I said, shut your mouth and open your eyes.
Yes.
So, and your partner will appreciate it, that you were able to sit there and watch it with them, because it's not always about what you want. It's about being together. So you get a chance to be together with your partner, sitting close together and holding hands and stuff like that.
Great. Well, let's get to our last segment that we call
So,
what do you think?
What do you think? Because I'm right.
Because I'm right.
Okay, so we had a call this time from Kim. So let's hear that.
Hi, Jill and Tony. This is Kim. Hopefully you won't get too much traffic noise while I'm talking. I'll listen to you guys while I'm out running. Gets me through my run. Well, I just want to say that I just finished your last COVID podcast, and I wanted to let you know that my beautiful cousin with fiery red hair, the color of the sunset, passed away night before last from COVID. And she was a sweet soul, and she was the same height as Jill. So she was a tiny little fireball dynamo, bigger than her body gave her credit for, as I guess John Mayer said. And it's just really sad that she's gone, and it happened really fast. And she was not super elderly either. So I just wanted to say, it doesn't seem real until someone has it. And my fiance and I had it too. He had a fever for 9 days straight. I had a fever for 4. Neither one of us had any underlying conditions. But it really got a hold of us, and he was diligent about wearing his mask everywhere, and I'm sure I caught it from him, but I just wanted to say, be diligent. Be diligent. Thanks, you guys.
Okay, well, thank you for that call, Kim. We're very sorry to hear about your cousin.
Yeah, we're truly sorry to hear that, and
we're sorry that you and your fiance also
had the COVID.
Yes.
So we do know that you did call in response to what I said. It was curious, the episode we had of "Do I have COVID?"
Right.
So I still don't believe I had COVID or anything else. I've never had a fever. I never did get checked out.
A second time.
A second time, yeah, I got checked out before and didn't have it. But I am fine. Just to let everyone know, I think I had some type of cold. And my voice still isn't quite back to normal, but it's okay. It's all getting better. So,
but we do appreciate Kim's point of how severe COVID-19 is.
Yes.
So I didn't feel that great this week. So maybe I should get tested since you didn't.
Perhaps. So you're going to?
I may actually. If I don't feel better in a couple of days, I'm definitely going to get tested. But it's always been easier for me to do so since my school offers it, my workplace offers it than you.
So again, Kim, we're sorry for your loss, and
yes.
and thank you so much for the voicemail and the concern.
Yes.
And listeners, remember, you all can call in.
Yes.
At area code 404-594-2247.
Yes. And I want to just say one more thing about Kim. She's one of the fastest runners I know. When Kim runs in a race, she ends up on the medals platform.
She
like
time,
not just for participation, but for placing.
Really?
So Kim is one of the fastest runners I know. So I feel honored that she listens to us while she's running.
That is so cool.
But she probably gets back before the episode is finished because she's that fast.
All right. Okay. So what else we got going on here?
Well, that's about it for this segment.
That's it.
Yes.
Nothing else.
Just another reminder to our listeners to please call us.
Yes, because we really do enjoy all our callers that call in. We have Dennis and Mary, and we have Superhero,
and now Kim.
And Kim. We got one other call.
And Diane.
Diane called, and I want to thank all of you for calling in. It means a lot to us. And also anyone else that we haven't heard from, even if you just want to say hi. Hi, guys. I haven't seen you in a long time. We have people at the Atlanta Writers Club that we haven't seen in ages.
Yes.
So it would be cool to, hear your voice and comment. We'd like to know that you're still listening.
Yes, exactly.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think we should go ahead and wrap this up. What do you think?
I don't want to wrap it up.
What do you want to do?
I want to keep on going. Let's keep talking. Come on, let's keep talking.
Well, your energy is definitely back.
Come on. But if you insist, you can close out the show. We know that is your part of the job. Remember when I tried to take your part of the job and you was upset about that?
I wasn't upset.
Yes, you were. You were. Why are you trying to take my job? And
no,
I said, well,
if you had done it correctly, I wouldn't have said anything.
Excuse me. That's
I wouldn't
it.
have said
the
anything
show
at all.
is over. Close the show out, please.
You've been listening to I'm Right.
I'm Right.
And I'm Jill Cox Cordova.
I'm Anthony Cordova.
Shout out to Gifford Ivan Cordova III for the music, Nick Zinke for the art, and thank you, listeners, for for supporting us throughout.
Yes, thank you.
And we haven't forgotten about putting something together where we could all see each other too.
Yeah.
And in a Zoom session. We haven't forgotten about that.
We haven't forgotten about that.
We just haven't completely planned it yet.
And we need to you need to let us know that you guys are going to show up. Let us know.
Well,
just drop us a dime.
Dennis and Mary told us they would.
Yes, but I want to have a big meetup. I want to have a big Zoom call.
Okay. Well, that's call to action to the listeners. Yes. So thanks, everybody. We got to go. Bye.
I don't want to go. I told you don't want to go.
Say bye.
Say bye. Bye.